What happens when grief collides with the law? Meet Amara Reed, 21 years old, grieving her father, caught driving under the influence. But what unfolds next is not your average courtroom moment. Behind the DUI is a storm of unresolved trauma, a stalled college career, and a desperate plea for a second chance. This case takes a turn from legal to personal. As Judge Boyd doesn't just hear her charges, he digs deep into her soul. We watch the system balance punishment with compassion in real time. From her tearful confession to her struggle with therapy, to a judge who's about to open up about his own past, this hearing quickly becomes one of the most human and heartbreaking sessions we've ever seen. Buckle in, because by the end of this video, you'll be asking yourself, what should justice look like when the person on trial is already broken? And more importantly, would you have ruled the same?
Let's call the case. People versus Amara Reed.
Pastor Lonnie for the people.
Morning again, Your Honor. Dan Guerin on behalf of Amara Reed. She's stepping forward.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Ms. Reed is here, I believe, for a pretrial and a bond violation. In however order Your Honor would like to proceed, she will be admitting to the bond violation and then ultimately pleading guilty as charged. So however Your Honor would like to approach that.
Well, she's admitting to the violation.
She is, Your Honor.
Is that correct, ma'am? Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Let's pause and talk law, because what Amara just did is no small deal by pleading guilty. She waived her right to a trial, to call witnesses, to cross-examine, and even to appeal the ruling. That's huge. Most defendants do this as part of a plea deal, and here, we see the court confirming she's not coerced or promised anything off. Judge Boyd makes sure this isn't a quick yes, but a true legal commitment. But here's a question for you. Should someone battling unresolved grief really be in a position to make binding legal choices this serious? Or should mental health weigh more heavily in plea decisions? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is justice truly being served here?
All right. And what are we doing on the case?
She's pleading as charged, Your Honor.
She's pleading
Yes.
guilty as charged. May I have her sworn?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
State your name.
Amara Reed.
All right. Ms. Reed, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while intoxicated. Is that correct?
Yes.
That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Understand that? The court could also order any community service or rehabilitative services the court deems necessary. The court could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the costs of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
The blood alcohol content 0.09, just barely over Michigan's legal limit of 0.08. Now here's the kicker. Some might argue this is minor, but legally, it's a clear offense. Operating while intoxicated, AOI doesn't require crashing or swerving, just impaired control. But let's be real, how many of us would look at two seltzers and say that's not dangerous? And yet, others might say this is a cry for help more than a criminal act. So we ask you, should borderline DUI offenders with clean records face the same penalties as repeat abusers? Or should context matter more? Let's hear it. This case walks a fine line between public safety and personal struggle.
Guilty.
Now you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form?
She didn't, Your Honor, because she's in custody. I could have her do that now, or we could do that verbally, however you prefer.
Okay. You recall signing an advice of rights form, ma'am?
Yes.
Any questions regarding any of those rights?
No.
You'll see on the podium, I need you to look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that file.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense? November 27, 2024, location of Carpenter near Chester Drive in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. Were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
All right. Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating?
Yes.
What did you have and how much?
I had a couple of seltzers.
Seltzers? All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped by the police.
Why'd they stop you?
My lights were off.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes.
Were you taken to the station?
Yes.
Was there a blood draw or a blood test?
Both.
Blood draw?
Yes.
All right. What were the results of that blood draw?
I would stipulate for the plea, it was a .09 blood test.
Uh-oh, now this is where things take a turn. Just when she's being considered for sentencing, Amara admits to another alcohol violation on June 13th, while already under court supervision. This could have been a deal breaker. Judges often treat probation violations as signs that a defendant isn't taking the process seriously. But instead of scolding her outright, Judge Boyd is doing something different. He's asking questions. That tells us one thing. He's not just looking at her crime, he's looking at her story. Still, ask yourself, should courts give second chances after violations, or is that enabling? Let's debate that below.
You have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
No.
No? All right. I do have to advise you that if I do accept your plea, if you commit misconduct between the time of my acceptance of the plea and the time of sentencing, that any evaluation or sentence agreement, the court would not be bound by. You understand that?
Yes.
I also would have to indicate that if you do commit misconduct during that period, you would also not be entitled to withdraw your plea. You understand that?
Yes.
Counsel, the first question is, have there been any promises, threats, or other inducements which led to this plea which have not been stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And has the court complied with the court rule, and would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Your Honor, I would say for the record, just so it's clear, the stop happened just after midnight. So the stop for no headlights is a valid stop. I think that they would stipulate that it was dark outside.
I don't.
Other than that, I'm satisfied.
We're satisfied as well, Your Honor.
All right. Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to Von Swartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be July 9th, 2025 at what time? 9 a.m. All right. Either as to bond, but as to the violation.
The violation first, Your Honor, my client would waive her right to a hearing and be prepared to admit to drinking and ready to do that this morning.
All right. And that is correct, ma'am?
Yes.
You're waiving your right to a hearing?
Yes.
And you do admit, have you seen the violation report, ma'am?
No.
Okay. Your counsel went through it with you, however?
Yes.
All right. And that there were on June 13, 2025, that you were drinking?
Yes.
Very good. Court will accept that admission.
And here it is, the heart of the case. Amara is not just a student who made bad choices. She's a young woman drowning in grief. Her dad passed away when she was just 18, and since then, alcohol became her escape hatch. This moment is raw and devastating. The courtroom isn't cold here. You can feel the empathy. You can see how trauma warps good intentions, how it derails futures. We often ask, why did they do it? This is the why. And Judge Boyd, instead of cutting her off, lets her speak. That's rare. Should more judges listen like this? Would our legal system be more effective if it leaned into empathy?
How long have you been in?
She turned herself in yesterday morning. Is that what time yesterday?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. yesterday morning.
All right. How old are you, young man?
20,
How old are you?
21.
Where were you drinking?
Sorry. My dad passed away a couple
Pardon?
years ago. My dad passed away a couple years ago, and I'm not handling it probably in the best way.
This moment right here is powerful and painfully relatable. Amara says she's been in therapy, but it's not helping. That reveals something important. Therapy isn't a magic fix, especially when grief is this deep. She's doing the right things, but not seeing results, and that frustration is real. And here's the reality many won't admit. Finding the right therapist is trial and error. and courts often mandate treatment without checking if it actually fits the person. So here's the question. Should courts require specific therapists, or just any therapist? Because as we're seeing, fit matters. And without that, it's just wasted time and deeper pain.
You were 19,
18.
18 when he passed away.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, was that where your drinking started, or?
Yes.
And let me ask you this, I'm not gonna hold it against you, were you drinking a lot?
Yes.
Looking back on it, when you were drinking a lot, what do you think would happen for you? Probably don't know how to answer that question. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a tough question, isn't it? Suffice it to say, young lady, it would kind of make you forget and have the pain go away a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you in school?
Yes. I'm supposed to go back next semester.
Did you finish up this semester?
No.
What happened?
I stopped attending my classes, so I had to withdraw.
Where were you in school?
It's my sophomore year,
At what school?
Eastern Michigan.
So when your dad passed away, had you already enrolled in school?
Yes.
And you made it through how many semesters after that?
2, and then I took a gap year, and then I went back.
Those 2 semesters that you took, how were your grades?
They were pretty good. I think I had a 3.2, 3.5.
Okay. You took the gap year, then you came back. How were your grades?
Okay, I think I had like a 2.
Pardon?
I think I had a 2.8 when I came back.
Where'd you graduate high school?
In high school.
Did you do well there? You got siblings?
I have a twin brother.
You have a twin brother.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
It's with mom in the corner of the courtroom.
Mom's on? Oh, okay. All right. So what do you think I should do with you? Well, before you answer that, let me ask you this. As you were going along struggling, trying to deal with your father's passing and things, did you let your mom know?
A little, but
Pardon?
not as serious as it had gotten. I don't think.
What about your brother?
I think he noticed.
You think he noticed?
Yeah.
Probably because he's your brother and also a twin, he probably did. Probably felt it. Did you reach out to anybody?
I've been seeing a therapist weekly.
You were? Okay, so how long have you been doing that?
Whoa, this just went from judicial to deeply personal. Judge Boyd reveals that he too lost his father at 16, and in that moment, this case transforms. This isn't just a judge ruling from the bench, this is a man reliving his own grief. Through her story, when a judge relates to the person before them, something powerful happens. Justice becomes human. It's no longer about fines and rules, it's about survival. This is the type of courtroom moment that makes headlines, not because it's harsh, but because it's healing. Would more empathy from judges lead to fewer repeat offenders? What do you think?
I was seeing one I've been seeing her for like 7 years, and then I've been seeing one who specializes in grief for the last 3 months, I think.
Okay, so something that you started heading in that direction, dealing with it. Okay. How's that working for you?
It's going okay. I think I've been thinking about seeing someone else.
Pardon?
I've been thinking about seeing someone else. I don't know if it's a good fit.
Okay, so your therapist might not be fitting with you, right? Okay. All right. Now I'll get back to what do you think I ought to do with you?
Sure, I guess whatever punishment fits.
Give you a chance to prove you can stay sober.
Yeah. A chance to prove I could stay sober, I think.
You think you can?
Yes.
That wasn't real confident the way you said that.
I want to, and I think that I can.
Young lady, why do you think I asked you all of those questions?
See why I did it, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Here's the thing that you don't understand and are just beginning to kind of explore. Grief is a horrible thing in a lot of ways. It becomes real bad if you don't deal with it. It kind of just sits there, and then at some point, while you try to sort of bottle it up and push it down, it somehow or another just all of a sudden begins to explode, right? And then at some point, because you're not dealing with it, you're kind of out of control. And then it becomes harder. At the beginning, you probably could have told somebody, but by that time, you don't tell anybody because it becomes hard to explain.
2 days served, no extended jail time. But Judge Boyd doesn't stop there. He gives Amara a second chance, with conditions. A scram tether to monitor sobriety. A direct order to return to college. And one of the most powerful lines of this entire hearing that might have sounded like a question. It wasn't. That's not just a sentence, it's a lifeline. He's drawing a roadmap. Because sometimes what young people need isn't punishment, it's structure. And Boyd just laid out both. But what would you have done here? Is this firm compassion or leniency? Drop your verdict in the comments.
Right? And it becomes real difficult to, no matter how close somebody is, even talk to anybody because you don't know if they're going to listen or they're going to have time to listen. And the reality of all of that is what you want is you just want that hurt and other things to disappear. Right? Were you close to your dad?
Yeah. I'm gonna guess, but I know I'm right because I'm always right. But I'm gonna guess that you were daddy's. All right. Look,
more than anything, and I'm going to tell you, I don't always talk about myself, but I'm going to tell you why I asked the question. Here I sit all these years later. I lost my dad when I was 16. So when I'm asking you those questions about grief, I get it. Okay. I'm going to let you know that if you find a way to kind of deal with it, you're going to make it through it. Okay. I didn't know your dad, but I can almost bet that he'd want you to make it through. He wouldn't want you trying to do this, trying to deal with all of this on your own. Okay. So in the interim, how am I gonna keep you sober? Young lady, there's just right now, and partially because of the age you are, partially because of what you've been dealing with, a lot of things in life are real confusing right now, right? You're not sure the next step that you're taking, what direction that's going to head or what you're going to do, right? Okay, here's a suggestion I'm going to make to you. I want you to take whatever steps you're taking slow. I'm watching your mother over there. She's goosenecking trying to look over Miss Pilara's head, but your brother has been right all up in it. Okay? What that tells me is you got a family out there that'll just love you, they'll support you, and if you hadn't told them, probably after today, they'll sit for whatever time and just listen to you. Okay? And as you let it pour out to them, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to come out wrong. It's going to come out crazy. You may think yourselves crazy as it's coming out, but just let it come out. Okay?
This wasn't a case about alcohol. It was a case about grief, growth, and grace. Amara Reed stood before a judge not just for a dujit, but for unraveling under the weight of loss. Judge Boyd saw that, and instead of handing down a harsh sentence, he handed her a mirror and a path forward. He gave her time served, but more importantly, he gave her a reason to fight for herself. These are the moments that prove the justice system isn't always black and white. Sometimes, it's deeply personal and powerfully human. If this case moved you the way it moved us, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns that hit hard. We'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay kind.